need to define that in a minute. But otherwise, everything should be good to go. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Good Company with me, Spacefish, and welcome to our massive, beautiful company back out here in Good County. So, in the last episode, we did take care of a major remodel of our logistics bot production queue down here, as we are currently getting ready to transition to a new iteration of this very product in order to, well, hopefully amp up our profitability and, well, the amount of people actually buying our product on the market. We've already set up all the tables, and today it is going to be our task then to get the workers underway, get the logistics connections up and running, get the backlog ready for production, and then finally swap over to the new product, and fingers crossed that nothing is going to implode on us, which I think may well inevitably happen. But let's see about that. Just quickly though, before we get started, as usual, if you're new around this channel and you are enjoying these kinds of episodes, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. We're trying to reach 1k subscribers by the end of the year currently, so every single one of you is going to count and help out a lot. Thank you very much for that. With that said though, let's get right going here at all this stuff. Now, I see still a few issues with this way we've got things set up. A starting point being that, well, we do technically also need to get this thing connected to some sort of shelves, and we cannot really put any shelves in the middle here because that would disallow our logistics employees from moving through. So, kind of worried right now how I was looking to take care of that one. I guess we could still have them move through all the way to the top here. That would make our logistics ways even longer and more complicated though, to be fair. What we can maybe get started with for the time being, before worrying about all this stuff, would be these logistics connections right here. One way or another though, if we do that, that's going to stop production. Maybe we do the advanced electronics workbenches down here first with all the parts that they need, because that still seems like it's kind of the closest to what we can get going without majorly disrupting absolutely everything. These things here will also have to transition, so like really building up an entirely huge backlog is probably not even going to be possible in the way that I'd hoped for. But we can maybe start going with these chips here, and then we'll kind of have to flip the switch. Well, maybe we do these first too, and then, well, for these we'll have to flip the switch because all these end products that we had going here previously will not be flowing into the assembly table anymore. So, with that said then, let's go and take care of this part here first. What do we need for this? We can probably just do that like this right here, so that way we already have everything in the small shelving rack. I'm not quite sure. Why do we have 2 slots blocked here? Oh, right, okay. Not quite sure how many materials we can actually stack into here, because we do also have to do these. So, probably not much of anything. The output, of course, definitely going into there. Now, we will most certainly need some electronic parts, which we're currently not even ordering, so that's maybe a place to start with things. Let's go and get those ordered from here. Gonna make it like 3 stacks, and then pause time again, get that flowing in from here, and then we will most certainly also need the plastic parts, for which we have got these 2 desks right here, and we kind of intentionally left some extra desk space right here in order to make sure that we have got all the manufacturing capabilities that we do need. And we did leave these intentionally in low, it seems, so we can actually stash in all the things that we need right here. I guess that technically doesn't work. No, it does work, does it? We've got 3 slots remaining. We've got the plastic right here. Okay, that does technically work. So, like, we could basically do this, right? We could move these over into here and supply these tables like that. We would have space to actually grab the circuit boards from all the way over here, move them into there, and supply these tables like that, and then we would have 1 spare space for the speakers. It kind of snacks up the stuff like crazy, but it does work in terms of space, and I'd rather honestly do that than block off the space even more, make my logistics employees go even longer routes, because I feel at this point we're gonna slow down logistics even more, so much that we may even have to end up hiring even more logistics employees, which of course in the very end kind of affects our profitability quite negatively, so I would somewhat really like to avoid that. But okay, I think that works. That's that part already connected then, which is beautiful. This thing here also being mostly taken care of, did actually not define the output for that. In terms of these, what do we need out here? We need the metal, so we can already have that being carried over. A lot of metal, to be fair. I mean, given the stack size of metal, that seems like it's the most limiting factor. Actually, maybe the battery stacks, given, like, based on their size, we could probably already get that ingoing connection going. We kind of need to do the outgoing one though, yeah, and you can see that we actually kind of are limited in terms of that, but we don't have any spare space, so it will have to remain single stack sizes, I suppose. Now what we can do for now is we can already route out this, and we can route out the plastic parts, which I'm quite worried, honestly, that we may run out of plastic parts given how many we need here and how small the stack size that we can provide is, but we'll have to see about that as we go, I suppose. We could also... I mean, technically, no, we could not have a second shelving rack, because that's not how this design works in terms of space, so it's gonna have to work somehow. I'm gonna keep it going like that for now. I hope that we don't crazily run out of materials. Worst case, I guess we could just enclose these employees working here and move one shelving rack to the one edge here and the other to the other edge, and then that way, you know, increase the stack sizes, but... well, not the stack size technically, but the amount of materials available to each table. I hope we don't have to do that, because it would be quite annoying, but you know, we do have a little bit of space of last resort, I suppose. So all the ins and the outs for the tables overall being quite well defined then, I would say. Except for the quad batteries, which I guess we could already move over there. We have not defined the out for that one yet. We can then define the out for that one. We'll raise the amount of things, of course, as we go once we are swapping things over. Currently, we need the space for the other things still. That is that. 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 So we do need to now take care of the batteries. So I guess we'll have to start flipping the switch, I suppose, or we can still leave these assembly guys to it and let the queue run empty for them, because they do still have a good bunch of all of the old parts that we probably want to use up, but all the other things we're going to flip the switch. We're going to get the employees first things first also for these tables, so that we're ready to go whenever that happens. I guess we're not going to develop any big backlog now. I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's not going to be terrible. Like, we've got so much money and so much buffer. I'm sure we will be fine, said the dog in the burning house. But, fingers crossed with that little meme reference right there. So, we will flip this over to battery stacks then. And just like that, we'll have to redo the logistics connections for that, and we'll also have to do the logistics connections for this now. So the battery stacks being quite easy, we do need to also change the way that we operate out here. We're not going to take plastic parts anymore. We are not going to have any space for double battery stacks anymore. Everything else should be remaining about the same, except for the metal, which we will not need anymore either. I know I'm kind of making this a bit more complicated than I used to in terms of the assignments, but I don't know, I'm already kind of going that way, I suppose. So, that is all these chemistry tables defined then. These things are going to go into here, which means that we've now got the ingoing stack defined. I'm not quite sure what the issue may be with the quadruple battery stacks, and why this game's kind of protesting on me. Technically, we've got the ingoing, we've got the outgoing as well, don't we? I suppose it's just throwing an exclamation mark because we don't have any final destination right there. Not quite sure. These things right here not going there anymore. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, right. So we can get rid of that in the queue, I suppose. Not quite sure why this is... well, no, this I'm sure of. I'm not quite sure why this is throwing an exclamation mark at me, given that these don't throw an exclamation mark at me either. I'm kind of a bit weirded out by that one. Pulling that from there. Yeah, that should be fine. You've got all the ins defined, you've got all your outs defined. Why is there... Oh, there is no out to find for this one anymore. How did I break that? I don't know. There we go. That's the out then defined. I'm not quite sure what that was. When that out went. Maybe I accidentally clicked to next or something. But okay. So that's that. Now, these. We will have to stop the out here. Which means we can get rid of that part. Other than that, I think we have about everything that we need in here. Yes, we do. Like, literally just to find... hello? What do you mean? I'm not sure. There should be space, but there isn't. Oh yeah, right, because the other space is still taken by whatever I just got rid of. Did I get rid of something? I didn't. I am so confused. Anyways. Let's get this opened up to make sure there's not going to be any exclamation marks remaining or something. I'm going to drag all these out there. Now, I would really... I don't know, there must be something in there. No, there isn't. There's nothing in there. That's great. That's, why can I not find that? Game? Please tell me I don't have to have like half a heart attack here because I can define the entire shelf from the scratch because something is bugged with it. Something is bugged with the shelf, isn't it? I've got a free slot. Why can I not use it? Please. Oh no. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Yeah, okay. Do we have... We do. Boom, 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 and boom, and boom. And we've got some inventory space again. Beautiful. We will have to use that inventory space for all the stuff that is in that shelf because for some reason it's absolutely bugged and we cannot use it in this way. So let's take all this stuff from there and redefine everything and hope that we don't forget anything because that is going to be quite annoying. So that shelf goes. Then we get a new one there, and hopefully we can manage without absolutely bugging out the shelf. So, these come over here. Then we need the metal sundries, which come in from here. We had 2 stacks of metal, basically. Then we need these puppies right here, which will come in from over there. We'll feed this, and that, and that, and... that again. I'm not quite sure why I always keep doing it with individual signs. I guess I just really love to control 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times that we actually have all the exclamation marks taken care of. But that's all these defined. Then we probably also want to open that one because, you know, if we are already doing things that way, we may as well do it on both to not miss anything. And now, please... Thank you very much, that worked. I'm not sure why that didn't work the first time. I've got absolutely no clue in the world, and that makes no sense in the world at all to me, but at least it works now. Now, of course, these slots are somewhat taken by the still remaining old products, so we won't have an out for this for the time being. We need to define that in a minute. But otherwise, everything should be good to go. I hope. Let's get people to produce, and hopefully... everyone will manage. And yes, we are missing some backlogs and blah, and the logistics employees need to move stuff. That's hopefully going to happen in just a minute. Hopefully. The logistics ways are still way too long, just saying. But yeah, you know, you can see that things are starting to stack up. Everyone's taking a whole lot of time out here, and we seem to have already ran out of batteries and motors and everything, which is interesting. I guess the other parts we can technically already use for this kind of stuff, and we do have 2 slots that are freed up now, so we can move. No, we can't. Why can we not? Please! There is space in here. 2 slots that are not blocked. Can I please use said space? I don't really feel like redoing this entire shelf as well. I'm kind of getting a little, you know, a teeny tiny bit annoyed about this one. Why can I not? I mean, these ins aren't even defined anymore based on the new product we have, so, you know, kind of weird that. There goes the CureBot Mark II, though. We're going to swap over to that in terms of production queue, at the very least. Not quite sure what to do about this shelf now. I guess I'm going to have to do the exact same thing as I did with the other, which is quite bad. We've got 2 slots, mate. Like, can we just use them? I cannot even increase the bandwidth on these things with the new 2 slots that I have. I guess we'll be having a lot of fun now, because what we can now do is just move all these over individually, first things first, which is already going to be quite annoying, and every single time my employees are going to go, well, ooh, ooh. They're going to be absolutely flabbergasted by me moving products out while the time is paused, you know. I would probably be if I saw a wizard like that, but we're going to move those over. And then we'd probably also have to adjust the courier palette for the output in just a second. Then we're going to grab these for ourselves, ideally with the right button, not just keep splitting them. And then we're going to go and redo this entire big shelving rack, because for some reason it is absolutely messed up. I don't know how this is all absolutely messed up, but it is. So that said then, we will have to define everything from scratch in terms of logistics connections. Now, of course, the output is going to be fine. The input we can already predefine, because that way we know what we need to grab from where. And then we grab this from here. We will need the medium motors from there. We will need the casings from here. We'll need the compartments from there. We'll need the batteries from down there. And that's all the inputs defined. Beautiful. Let's just quickly close and open this so that all goes away. And then we've, of course, got our very fancy output right here, which I guess we can technically, for a start, just put onto courier palette number 13, because that one's totally empty anyways. So that's going to be a nice and easy output definition for the time being, though we can maybe use the other one later if we really feel we need to. But I'm kind of, I have to say, somewhat interested in why we have got 2 output courier palettes out here. I guess at some point we were actually managing to produce enough to use 2, which is quite surprising, given that we have like 10 here? I don't know. Weird. Anyways, what I do want to look into for the big shelving rack is actually, do we just want to have 20 of each? I think it should be fine. We're maybe going to keep it at this and lower the output volume of these bots just in case we need to, I suppose. But for the time being, that's that. I guess we can already also stack that into there so people can grab that, and then the rest of the things should slowly start amassing and being produced and everything, I very much hope at least. Only thing currently missing being the chips, which are already ready but just not transported over, so I hope there is going to be a very nice logistical person eventually doing that for us. Somebody going to come and do that? Did I miss the connection or something? No. There we go. There go all the chips, and people can start producing these, and that's all being produced too. And we should have some, well, not final output products, but like some products to make the final products in a second that hopefully will also eventually get transported over. Please. My logistics are really not that fast here, are they? I really don't like that they can't move through half of these obstacles, but I hope they can still somehow manage. The only thing that we're still currently apparently missing is the speakers, which is quite surprising, given that we've got 10 of these flying around. But there we go then. That is the first bots being made again. We're still at 40k profitability, so I guess, you know, we lost out on some profit, but do we really care at this point? Probably not. And, there go the new bots. Absolutely marvellous. Now, the only thing that we probably actually need to look at is going to be the market overview, because I've got absolutely no clue how much I was selling of the previous ones and how many I could sell of these now. Okay, 24. Yeah, okay. I think we're good. I think we are quite good, everyone. 24 potential sales next week with absolutely no discount. This is going to hold on to dear life forever. Like, we would probably never ever need a new product. That said, I mean, there's going to be some more market phases for this one, I think. So, you know, it's going to decline in popularity a bit, but given how much we're producing currently, you know, yeah, what do I say? Like, we're never going to need a new one. We're probably eventually going to make a new one just because I want, like, some perfect products too. You know, like we're planning to actually make the calculators and cassette players and blah eventually. Now, we do also have a camera drone to take care of. In terms of at least progressing the phase, probably going to be able to hold on to another market phase with a bit more of a discount, to be fair. But I just want to quickly monitor this situation out here, see if we've got any apparent bottlenecks or something. overall, it seems quite fine, though. I'm not seeing anyone stopping to work currently or something, so that's quite good. We're down to 31k in profitability, which is quite surprising, I will have to say. I hope that's going to fix itself in a minute or two. Really not sure why that profitability's dipping that crazily. Well, I guess we've not sold any of the Cura box yet, so we had a week without sales. Suppose that's not supposed to be that way anymore now. The difference also probably being in terms of the blueprint that we take longer to assemble this one now. Yeah, quite a lot longer, so we'll be producing less of these than we were before, but still should be like 14, well, with pickup times and everything a bit less maybe. We did have a quick shortage there of batteries, but that quickly got rectified, so not too concerned about that one. I mean, you know, maybe I should be and just increase the supply stack size a bit, because given that we should be producing these a lot slower than we currently are also. We can actually do this courier part now, so let's get rid of that, and let's go and throw these out here too to be sold out. And that way, you know, that's, I guess, is the closest courier pallet, so we're gonna probably at least make our logistics faster that way, and you know, there's another bit of randomly blocked slots for no reason in there, but it is what it is. At least we've got enough space right there. 15 grand right there, and you can see that the stack size of these is starting to increase, which is good news, I would say, overall. It seems that batteries and monophone speakers are overall reaching this spot less, though, than all the other products. Especially batteries seem to be quite short once more. So I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be lowering this, and we're going to be raising this, and then we're going to be seeing if there's anything else. Just, you know, kind of looking to spend a bit more time on the final tinkering steps here this time around, instead of coming back at a later point and having to go over all the bottlenecks because we didn't do it in the first place. So that's the idea right here. Now, we do seem to be overall quite low on batteries, I have to say. I mean, it's not really much of any backlog remaining out here or something, I would say. The question being why? How long do we need for these? Oh, a day. That's why we're kind of short, because we're producing faster than we're making these batteries. So I guess the batteries are going to be our ultimate bottleneck. I mean, it's a very minor one, mind you know. The difference between 1 day and 0.95 days isn't really quite big. But there is a tad bit of one. Then again, I mean, these guys should have quite some pick and place times in terms of all the parts that they need to gather. So it should, in the end, sort of balance itself out. So I'm not sure. I'm just hoping that this little bit bigger stack size maybe helps out a bit. We've got some research done, so let's go and go for the next best thing, I suppose. We've got the LCD thingy done, which I think was kind of the max here. Okay. I mean, I have to say, I really like the control units, or is it the microcontrollers? 'Cause some of these can easily be done by the machines, while for the more advanced stuff we'll eventually need people. So I'm not really looking to push that too much further currently. Could go for like the massive motors. I think let's just go for the massive motors. Why not? Boom. Let's get going. Researching so quickly anyways, that doesn't really quite matter that much, I suppose. What we could do, just quickly, while we have all this random stuff in the inventory, at least research the motors ourselves. Where did he wander off to again? I have not relieved you from duty. Why are you standing down there? I'm so confused. Good thing that you can walk while fast forwarding, because otherwise this would take absolute ages. But here we go again. And you stay here. I know you want to kind of escape your little prison and stuff, but you're going to research here until the end of days. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so I think that's going quite decently, you know. Kind of a bit worried about the battery thing, but I think it's overall quite fine. Everything else is mostly fine, except for the little bit of a fact that we're running low on the mechanical parts here, because we don't really quite have enough storage space. Or because he's not making enough, not quite sure yet, but we can actually amp that up by upgrading his bench, so we're most certainly going to do that. Not sure why I never did that. I think I may have forgotten about that. But yeah, so hopefully fix that too then. Next episode, I think we're going to get back to a tad bit of monitoring. Not much anymore though. Then we're probably going to go and move on the market phase for the camera drone. And I don't think we've got any more market phases or anything remaining. Well, maybe the robotic pipe cleaner, but that's literally just going to be a bit of discount and that's it. And, well, technically we could also advance the courier bot, given that we're already in phase 5, which maybe we just didn't do yet. So yeah, just a bit of market phase advancements, most certainly. And then I think we're probably going to get back to calculator and cassette player and actually get some more advanced products done right there, given that we're at the ultimate market phase. Maybe also make our perfect iteration of this product, not in terms of having every max part, but in terms of maxing the rating. So that could be quite interesting too, I suppose. But with that said then, for today, let me end it off right here. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. As usual, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. It does help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also, of course, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. As I previously mentioned, we're trying to hit 1K subscribers, so it would absolutely mean the world to me. It would help a ton. Thank you very much. But with that out of the way, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.